Scotty V Podcast, turn it up loud. Every nerdy deep dive feels like one more round, one more tier list, one more wild, what if twist. Press record, hit that play. We could talk like this all day. Scotty V Podcast, superhero talk. Hit play once now, you can't log off. Hey, from the MCU to the DCU stars, we're saving hot takes, not just worlds from afar. Scotty V Podcast, turn it up loud. Every nerdy deep dive feels like a crowd. Scotty V Podcast.
Welcome to another podcast episode. I'm Scotty V. This week we're going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as we continue to the series of The Road to Doomsday. Before we get on, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe or wherever you're watching this. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I really pre-recorded most of these, so I hope you enjoy and let me know what you think of this film. So let's talk about it. Now, out of all the Spider-Man movies in the franchise, this is probably everybody's least favorite. But don't get me wrong, there were some cool things about this movie, like the opening sequence of Spider-Man swinging in through New York. Not the whole concept of his parents hiding and creating a whole bunch of other things all at the same time, but the whole sequence, the opening sequence with Spider-Man swinging through New York and fighting the Rhino. It's so good. There's so many things going on in this movie. It's crazy, but so Andrew Garfield obviously continues to be Spider-Man in this film. The main villain is Electro, but then we also get the Green Goblin as well. Dane DeHaan, I think his name was. I think was a good Harry Osborn, but a terrible Green Goblin. In this movie, we also get introduced to the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, but he's dying in bed. So, yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do there. So basically, Spider-Man saves the city from the Rhino. Just before he was the Rhino, and then he goes to his graduation. They graduate high school, and then it's adult life from there. So it's Max's birthday, Electro, and no one cares about him. He goes through his day. He's obsessed with Spider-Man. When Spider-Man did help him and save him, he was like, "Oh my God, Spider-Man, you're the best." Blah blah blah. There was like a leaky spark tube over the electric eels. How convenient. Obviously, he falls in. The eels start attacking him. He turns blue, turns into the Electro. Him and Spider-Man had like a whole big battle in Times Square, and that was such a cool sequence. Like, I loved every moment of it. Spider-Man got the jokes, and just then you can hear the thoughts in his head. He's like, "Oh, Spider-Man lied to me. I gotta get him because I thought he was my friend, but he's not, and he turned the whole city against me when I worshipped this guy." And Spider-Man's like, no, I'm not trying to hurt you. And then he's like, and then the Electro's like, "You don't remember me?" And he's like, "I don't know, should I have remembered you?" And then Spider-Man's like, "Oh, Sparkles." I'm like, "Oh, no, you're just making it even worse." So obviously Spider-Man saves the day. Electro goes into prison. Peter Parker finds out that Gwen Stacy is going to London to school, and he's all heartbroken, and he wants to keep her here, and obviously she doesn't want that. She wants to go overseas. Harry comes back from boarding school, and then he realizes that he's dying, and the only person who can help him is Spider-Man's blood, because Spider-Man's blood has been altered, and he just needs his blood. So Peter Parker agrees to get Spider-Man over there. They have a talk. Spider-Man's like, "No, my blood can be dangerous, and I don't think it's a good idea for you," and yada yada yada. And then Harry Osborn ends up getting all the hate for Spider-Man, and he comes up with a plan, obviously because he takes over Oscorp, and obviously Oscorp's board members want to kick him out, but that doesn't happen. He frees Electro, and Spider-Man and Electro have like their big ultimate battle at the power plant, and Electro's like, I created this power plant, so I know it. And they played some songs like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, like how they did in the original Spider-Man movie. So they have their big battle. Obviously, Spider-Man overpowers him and defeats him. The Green Goblin shows up. They have a big battle at the clock tower. and Gwen Stacy is obviously in the middle of it. She ends up biting the dust, and she ends up dying. But Peter, if you think about it, technically Peter actually killed her, because when she was falling from the clock tower, Spider-Man got his webs, tried to grab her, but her neck kind of flinged back and just kind of killed her. So yeah, and then obviously Spider-Man went into a whole level of new depression, and then he just rewatched Gwen Stacy's graduation tape, because I guess she was the honor roll or whatever, and he's like, you know what, the city needs me, I need to be Spider-Man again. Rhino's making a rampage in downtown New York, so he ends up going to New York downtown, and he's like, you know what, it's glad to be back, and you have a big fight with the Rhino, and then the movie ends. That's the one thing I hated. Like, there's too much plot going on here. You got the Green Goblin story, you got the Electro story, you got his parents' story, you got his best friend becoming the evil Green Goblin, or ugly looking Goblin. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But yeah, overall, not a great film, but the action sequences are cool. The CGI for the most part actually did held up for the movie, except for that last battle. It was kind of weird. But yeah, Andrew Garfield's such a great actor. Emma Stone, another great actress. Yeah, it's just great action sequences. Just the story kind of fell flat. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home actually made this movie good. So it's kind of funny how movies do that. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Be good. The next movie coming up is Spider-Man Homecoming. So we're going to do that. And yeah, see you soon. Thank you to everybody who stayed to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I'm going to ask one more time, if you can please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching this. If you're watching from the United States, Canada, or Europe, or in Asia, wherever you're watching, please subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Be good.